What's up, everybody? Got a question for you. Did you know that being addicted to toxic relationships is actually a thing? It's actually an addiction. Did you know that? I'm doing the research to help you guys out. The first thing that I know is that there is a dopamine rush, something associated with the extreme highs and lows of a relationship. That, I just want to fight with you to make up kind of thing. Yeah, that's actually a real thing. And toxic relationships often create cycles of intense emotions, like arguments followed by passionate reconciliation. So people tend to get addicted to that kind of rush. You know what I mean? These ups and downs trigger dopamine, that same feel good chemical that's associated with reward and pleasure. Number two reason why you may be going through this addiction is because you are in a fear of feeling alone or starting over. Yeah, that uncertainty that you feel, the loneliness triggers anxiety, making you feel like you have to settle for something familiar. You fear losing shared memories or the version of them that you once loved. Or the thought of rebuilding trust with someone new kind of really feels overwhelming because it's like, well, that's my person. So I need to do the best I can because I don't want to be alone. I don't want them to leave me. I don't want to start over all over again. Are y'all serious? Yeah, that can be part of the addiction too. Number three reason, trauma bonding and emotional dependency. When love and pain coexist, they create trauma bonds. It is a feeling or a moment of affection after a conflict. Like you feel relief after, you reconcile, even if it's just for a moment. But that trauma is actually keeping you tied to that cycle of emotional survival. That is not love. That is survival. I'm sure we've all been here, even the people that we've all been in relationships with, low self esteem and self worth issues. When you really feel like you need that person to survive, when you really need that person to help you get through things. The reality of it is that you rely on that person for validation to make you feel worthy or loved. So every small act of affection feels like proof that you matter to them, even if it's the smallest text message, the smallest recognition. But over time, whenever you feel this way, you're going to start losing sight of your own boundaries and your own needs because you are being fed breadcrumbs in a relationship that's keeping you tied to that person who's actually really toxic to you. Do you feel me? You feel what I'm saying? We don't accept breadcrumbs. You need the whole loaf, baby. All right. Number five, the illusion of fixing or saving your partner. Do you ever feel like maybe if you love them enough, if you're patient enough, you're understanding enough, that they'll change? They'll start seeing your worth in the relationship and they'll actually change to be better for you, and then they don't. Yeah, that is because us anxious attachments and those of us that really want to help people, we have that kind of sense in us. We hold that rescuer position, that role that eventually leads to exhaustion and heartbreak, and basically, like, I can't fix the situation, I can't make them be better. But when you start seeing that and you start realizing that no matter what you do will never change that person, that's when your mindset starts to change. So that is the number five reason. We're going to number six right now. Reinforcement keeps you hooked. Remember, I kept saying those little text messages, the little kind gestures every now and then, but then they're cold and distant like the rest of the time. Yeah, that's actually a thing. You become addicted to the inconsistency, and it makes you crave more for that relationship because you're just excited for the next thing that they might actually provide for you. So psychologically, it's known as intermittent reinforcement, which is a powerful motivator. You keep chasing the good moments, believing there's always going to be another one, even though there's pain in the chaos. Y'all feel me? This is the one that I keep telling y'all about. Unresolved childhood attachment wounds. When you are not dealing with that child inside that's gone through that trauma, all that heartbreak and all that kind of stuff, and you start relying on other people to give you the validation, you start relying on them to provide all this stuff for you, you're going to accept whatever happens until you start working on yourself and start getting help for the trauma from your past. So a lot of our roots are from toxic attachments, from growing up unseen, rejected, feeling unsafe, and you might seek familiar patterns in childhood with your partner. So it's because if that's all you've seen and that's all you've known, you're not going to know anything different. But really, the reality of it, you got to focus on yourself, and you can't seek validation in other people. You need to feel safe with yourself. That is a work in progress. 1000%. I'm going to provide you with this little bit of information to help you navigate whether you are in a toxic relationship or not. Okay? First and foremost, you're being controlled by your partner. They're controlling everything you're doing. They want to know where you are, where you're going, who you're with. They want to know your GPS location, all that kind of stuff. And this is one of the things where they have to control. So usually a toxic partner is addicted to control of their partner. The partner verbally and physically abuses you, but sometimes they do spiritual abuse as well, and mental abuse, because mental abuse is really big. Yeah, they may not hit you, but they're going to hit you here. Do you understand? They're going to start making you feel some kind of way, questioning your self-worth. You feel uncomfortable around your partner, feel like you're walking on eggshells, like everything that you say is going to set them off. Okay, that's also a big one. Your partner doesn't trust you. Usually if they don't trust you, it's probably because they're doing it themselves. You know what I'm saying? And the partner treats you like a child. They like to belittle you, not usually in front of people, but they do it in private, usually because they got an ego they want to protect, and they want to be the bigger person, not you. So that is some of the things for you to look out for. You need to acknowledge what's happening, create emotional and physical distance, especially if they're physically abusing you. Surround yourself with safe support. There are safe havens out there for you, ladies and gents. I do want to say, because guys get abused too. Focus on rebuilding your self-worth and learn to find peace in your calm. So I'm here to help support you. If this video has helped you, please leave a comment on what you would like to discuss next.